Hey guys, in this video I will show you how to play Cypher on Battle, and we'll start right here on A side with some simple trips which can be very helpful and they would be quite difficult to break for the enemy. So with the first one, you wanna be placing it onto the side of this thing right here. It's quite difficult to get it first, so definitely try it before you hop into the game, so that way you know exactly where to place it. And as you can see, this is a great trip since anyone who will be coming in, you can be always using these tripwires for simple wallbang through the walls here, or just simply peeking with it. Other tripwire would be on this corner right here. Just like that, it's gonna go stretch out all the way to the side and will work pretty much the same way. Another one would be right here on this corner, and it's gonna go all the way here, as you can see, just like that, here, so that they will block off the whole left side. And lastly, there is this tiny corner which you can be trying to use in your game. You just have to find it like that, and as you can see, on this spot, it's gonna stretch out onto the whole other side, and once again it's gonna cover this whole area. So once again you can be playing in the pit with the tripwire, trying to get some kills. With these you can combine your cages. There's plenty of ways how you can do them. One of them would be, for example, right here on the corner, the other one on the side right here, or you can just do them simply on the bottom. Doesn't really matter. So that way, if you know when the enemies would come in, you can just pop the cage and try to spray them, and the same way you can do on the other side, and once again get some kills here. And you can always use this cage also to lurk up into a different spot, so that way you could try to surprise the enemies from a different position. And also there is a cam setup. There's plenty of spots where you can place your cam. One of the best ones would be to place it right here onto the side, so just aim like this, jump and place it, so that way you can see a little bit into aiming. If you place it lower, you will see a little bit further. However, it's more likely to get destroyed, and since you can still see a little bit of here, and anyone would be coming onto the side. Also, you can be placing your cam onto the left side like this, so that way you will see anyone anywhere in this spot. Once again, great cam, since it would be quite difficult for enemies to see once before they get into the site. They will never look all the way here to expect cam to be there. And of course you can be using your cam, for example, right here on the roof as well, so that way you can see pretty much everything, but it's usually gonna be easily broken. And of course you can be doing your cam, for example, right here as well, if you want to cover more areas, and you can be watching the whole thing here and also art for the information. Another thing that you can be doing, you can be using your trip right here, so that way anyone cannot really cross unless they jump over it, but it's quite difficult for them to spot on before they peek into it. And of course you can be using your trips onto the side right here if you don't want them to jump over it. You can do the similar thing right here. Once again, the barrier is gonna be pretty close, so you can either do it like this, so that way you will, not like this, but slightly, so that way they cannot jump over it. So you can do it, for example, on the barrel right here, or off of this thing. There's plenty of ways. You can also do it slightly further, so you can see like this, so that way it's gonna be always on the doors as well. It will be slightly harder to break, and they can still jump over it, so have that in mind, but you cannot really place it anywhere here, so they won't be able to jump over it, since there's this box always. On B side you can be doing this simple one-way cage. Just get to this corner right here, and as you can see, there's this corner right here of this window. You just wanna aim slightly above it like that and throw there your cage. It's gonna bounce up and land on the window. That way you can be either playing anywhere in heaven or anywhere in these spots, so to have this one way. And you can be also playing on the corner right here. So let me throw it once again. Oops. Just like this. And you can just pop it and be playing with it and try to get any kills on anyone who'd be peeking from long, and they would have a quite difficult time to spot you right here. With tripwires, the first trip that you can be trying to do would be very simply like this, so that way, once again, it is slightly harder to break on the one side, at least like that, and the other one like this. Another tripwires you can throw, of course you can throw them under the angle like this as well, so that way it's gonna look like this, or you can do one like this on this corner to block off this area, another one off this spot, which I think is probably the best one, You can see usually enemies would be playing to plant here, or you can do one like this as well. And lastly, this one. So you should pick at least one of these. I would recommend most likely this one, since it can be the best one. Since you can be peeking from the elbow, you can be having your cage right here. If anything goes off, you can just peek into it and try to get peek on anyone who would be caught by the tripwire right there. With cams, there's plenty of ways how you can do your cam. At the beginning of the round, one of the ways would be to place your cam anywhere in this area, so that way you can see anyone who would be coming in. Usually enemies, what means leave the cam here, would not really see the cam, as you can see, and they would just look like this and continue to push, and you can be watching them with your cam. Another cam that you can be using would be to throw it right here on this building right here. You just want to jump and place it right here, and as you can see slight little bit on long, and most importantly you can see anyone who'd be trying to lurk, for example, from mid doors. So this can work both ways, and it can be quite beneficial for you, but have that in mind, there are some blind spots with this cam, so don't only rely on it if you would be watching long. Another cam that you can be trying to use would be to place it right here, so that way you can be watching long and a little bit of peeling as well. And of course you can be doing your cam anywhere in this area, so for example right here, pretty high up, you can see anywhere in these spots. And lastly, I have to mention this cam which you can do on long. You just want to go here and place it right here at the beginning of the round, just like that, so that way you can be watching anyone who will be coming on long. And this is a super good cam, since there's never anyone gonna be looking for the cam right here, unless you would be doing stuff like this to try to pay attention to it. But if you would be just simply stuck in the cam, you can be just looking at it like this and have all the information that you need. And you can not only hear the enemies who might be rotating, but also anyone who would be here. You can see them here. For the attack, when you are attacking, you can be placing your trips. Make sure you place them like this, so not only that the enemies can crouch under it and they cannot jump over it, in case if you would place it a little lower. And the same thing would work for this side right here. You can be placing them in slightly more unexpected spots, for example like this, so that way it won't be only on this corner like this. Simply try to place it slightly further, so that way it's not that expectable, or you can do it even closer, but you have to have in mind that this would be harder for your team to react if you would be pushing. But other than that, you can be using your info cam for either to gather information if there's anyone, for example, holding from this spot, or anyone pushing at the beginning of the round, or you can be using your smoke if you are closer to just simply smoke off some areas, so that way you can get closer. Or you can be, most importantly, I would recommend you to try to lurk and try to get some sneaky kills while your teammates are on the other side of the map. You can be either lurking or trying to play for default and gather the information. Of course, you can do the same thing either on mid, or if you would be going on A as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and see you guys soon. Bye.